All right, hi boys. Hope you're having a fabulous week. Hope you've enjoyed our Google Classroom that Holly and I set up for you. Again, this is Jenny, and Holly and I are here today to answer all the questions you guys had about the video. I so wish we were in person with you guys to watch that video. It's always a fun day for us, listening to all your questions and comments. A lot of you said you didn't have any questions. That's okay, okay? You might not have any questions right now. Some of you guys said the video was weird and it was super awkward. That's okay too. And trust me, if we were in class, it would have been more awkward and even more weird because you would have been with all of your buddies and your teacher and one of us. That is okay. This stuff is weird and awkward and it's uncomfortable to talk about sometimes. And that's why we tell you guys that you need to have a trusted adult, one of your parents. They are your best source of information for this stuff. You know why? Because they've been through this. They get it, they know it, and they know you, okay? So they know some of the changes you're going through. And just like you guys have learned this week, there's all kinds of physical, emotional, social changes you guys are gonna go through as you cross that bridge of puberty. It's natural, and it's gonna happen to all of you, okay? Not all gonna happen at the same time, but it is gonna happen. You know, all of a sudden, you guys have been out of school for a while. So you might go back to school next year and realize, wow, people have changed. Some of the girls in my class have changed. Some of the boys have changed. And just so you know, boys, the girls have their own classroom. Don't think you're the only ones that got stuck watching this maturation video. The girls did too, okay? And, you know, we keep it separate so that you guys are hopefully more comfortable to ask questions about some of the changes you're going through as you cross that bridge, okay? It's okay. You're going to have those emotional changes. Mood swings. Do you guys ever feel like you're okay one minute and then you're super angry the next? And then maybe you even feel like crying and you have no idea why. That's okay. Those are those emotional changes that are happening as you cross the bridge. What about social? You might be arguing with a friend. Some of your friends might even change. You might have different interests. All of a sudden, you might like someone and all of a sudden they don't have cooties, okay? Again, totally normal as you're crossing that bridge. You're going to go through those changes. Biggest thing Holly and I want you guys to remember is talk to your parents. Find a trusted adult that you can talk to about all these changes. You know, even if you have a big brother that you talk to, that's great, all right? Because big brothers can be a really good resource for a lot of information. But make sure you're talking to one of your parents too, or a grandpa, or an uncle, someone that knows, an adult that has gone through all these changes and has completely crossed the bridge, okay? I love that some of you guys said you watched the video with a parent, that you've already talked to your parents about some of this stuff. We get it. This is weird and awkward, okay? Holly's gonna talk to you guys now about the physical changes that some of you are realizing now that your bodies are going through, and there were definitely a few questions about that part of the video. So I will let Holly take it away for now.
All right, thanks, Jenny. All right, so here's the deal, guys. As Jenny mentioned, you guys are going to be going through lots of different changes. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that guys can start seeing these changes during puberty as early as 10 years old. And I'm pretty sure every one of you is older than 10. So here's the deal. Whether it's the physical side, whether it's emotional side, or whether it's the social side of you, you're going to start changing. You probably already started crossing this bridge. Sometimes they go together. Sometimes one starts first and then the other two sides come along. So we're going to be having all those changes. So some of those changes will include your physical side. So some of those things and some of the questions that you guys have about your physical side is, we have the question like, what do I do if my voice cracks? Like, is there anything that I can do? Can I stop it? Here's the thing. Every single person, right? Every person is going to have their voice crack. Unfortunately, gentlemen, you guys are going to experience it for a little bit longer and a little bit more often than anybody else, right? So your voice is going to be cracking because what happens is we have in our throats, right, what's called a voice box. And if you put your fingers on your throat and you hum, you find the spot that vibrates the most, right? That is called your voice box. When you look at an older guy, right, they might have a little bump in his neck. That's called his Adam's apple, right? That is his voice box. And so what happens is as you guys are growing, your whole body is growing super, super quick because you guys don't do anything like part way. You just like grow super fast, right? So when you start to grow, what happens is your voice box is growing really, really fast and it starts to crack, right? And so that is totally normal. Unfortunately, there's really not anything we can do about it. We just have to deal with it as it goes. As it cracks, it's gonna start to get deeper, which is what happens with guys' voices, right? As you're going through adolescence. So unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about it. We can't stop it, but it is going to happen. But that's why we talk about this, because it's important for you guys to know what you're going to be experiencing, as well as like what the girls are going to be experiencing, right? So the girls do know that your voice may crack, and that's okay, right? Just like you guys know the girls are going to be going through some changes, and that's okay, right? We just need to understand that. So unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do about it, but it is okay. And another question that we had about our physical side is, what about pimples, right? So what if you start to break out with pimples? Here's the deal. Every person's going to have pimples at some point in their life. Everybody's going to get them, right? Some people are going to have more than others. So some of the things that we can do to help, well, some of the things you guys can do to help yourselves out with that is the number one thing is washing your face, right? So going to the bathroom and just going and throwing water on is not washing your face. You need a facial cleanser, right? Don't just like do your hand soap and scrub it on your face. Also not what you want. You need a face wash, right? You need to wash your skin in the morning and at night before you go to bed, because the whole day you are out doing stuff. You might be on a phone, you might be, sleeping, you might be doing whatever, and all of that dirt is touching your face. And every time that you go to bed without cleaning it, you're just pushing all that dirt in your face, and that's going to cause pimples. So we need to make sure that we are cleaning our face in the morning and at night. The second thing with that, though, is what will really help is drinking a lot of water, right? So not drinking so much sugary stuff like pop or Gatorade or Powerade or any of that, but like drinking water, eating fruits and vegetables, and not eating a bunch of sugar or chips and stuff like that. The more junk food we eat, the more chances we are to have pimples come up. Some of us are just more prone to pimples, and that's just how our bodies are, and that's okay, which is good that, that you guys are aware of that and that you have an adult you can talk to, because then if your body is just more naturally prone to having acne and pimples, then you can go and get talk to a doctor about getting a medicine for that. One of the other things is like, what about deodorant? Like, when do I start using deodorant? You should start using it now. If you are not currently using it, you need to be using deodorant. So here's the deal. Every single day you're showering, right? Every day you need to shower. Don't go a day without it. Shower every day. And when you're in the shower, don't like hop in and hop out and say, oh, I had a shower. Like, you got to get in there and scrub a dub. Soap it all up. Clean. And then when you get out, put on deodorant. Before you go somewhere, put on deodorant. If you're going to school, put on deodorant. If you're in gym class, put on deodorant before or after. If you are going to play a sport, put on deodorant before or after. If you don't know what to do, just put on deodorant, right? We need to be wearing deodorant all the time. So if you have not started it, that's perfectly okay. Go ahead and talk to your parents. Say, hey, you know what? I'm becoming a man. I am starting to get smelly. I need to go and get some deodorant. And then start finding that. And then they'll be able to take you to the store. There's 100,000 different kinds of deodorant. Just start smelling them. Find which one works best for you and start putting that on, right? Here's the other thing. Something sometimes we notice, spraying ourselves with like Axe or cologne is not going to cover up the stink, right? So you're just going to have cologne on top of stink. Not what we want. So you need to make sure that you are putting on deodorant to help with that, and then you are good to go, right? Yeah, so that is, I think, most of our questions about the physical stuff. Oh, questions about like hair. So like, how do you know when you're going to start to get hair in your armpits, right? Or how do you know when you're going to start to like get that real good, mustache and beard going? Here's the deal. You guys are going to start to go through adolescence or puberty around the same time that your dads did. Okay. So ask your dad, or if your dad's not around, ask your grandpa or your uncle, somebody that you're related to that's a male, and ask them when they started adolescence, right? Because you're going to generally be around the same time. If they were like 10, 11, 12, right? So if they were like, let's say they were 12 and they started noticing that they started getting hair, right? And they started to need to shave. You guys are going to generally be around that same time. So just talk to them and they'll be able to like hopefully remember when that happened and tell you guys. Here's the other thing. If you know you're noticing that you're getting some hair, right? Don't just go grab a razor and go to town. That is not safe, one. And two, we need to make sure that you guys know how to shave properly, that you're using the right shaving stuff, right? So you need like stuff to put on, shaving cream, and you need the right razor. So make sure that you're talking to an adult, a trusted adult about that, like your parents, okay? They will help you get the right stuff. Don't just go over there and try to do it. You may hurt yourself. We don't want that. So make sure you talk to them so that you have your own stuff, your own razor, your own shaving cream, and you guys will be good to go. Other than that, I think we've pretty much answered all of your questions. So remember, as you guys are crossing this bridge, it is okay. Every person experiences it. You're going to have your emotional side that's like, woo, all crazy. You might be laughing, you might be screaming, you might be happy, you might be sad, you might be crying, you might be yelling, all within the matter of like a very short time span. That is normal. Okay. You may notice that you are interested in somebody. They no longer have cooties. They're looking pretty cute. Or you might start to notice that you have more independence. You don't want your parents telling you what to do, and you want to do your own thing. As you were growing up, you have to earn that independence, and you will get there as you are crossing this bridge, right? Same thing with all those changes. So make sure that you have your parents that you can talk to or another trusted adult. You have your teachers, your counselor, your principal. You have grandparents, aunts, uncles, maybe a friend's parent. So find that person. When we get back in school, we would be more than happy to talk to you guys about any of this sorts of stuff. If there's any other questions, feel free to send us something in classroom or email us, and we'll try to answer it the best that we can. But until next year, when we get to see you guys again in person, we hope that you guys have an amazing summer. Thank you so much for being part of our classroom, and we cannot wait to see you guys next year.
Good luck. Have a great summer, everybody. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.